needs a song. Every bell cries out to be around. Every dog wanna wag its tail. Life ain't nothing but a pilgrim trail. Every message needs a dove. Everything grows with a drop of love. We're all hanging on tooth and nail. It's a rocky road, this pilgrim trail. Pilgrim trail, pilgrim trail. Sometimes heaven, sometimes hell. Pilgrim trail, pilgrim trail. Let's meet up down the pilgrim trail. For a sail, like every campfire needs a tale. We're on this freight train going down the rail. Together on this pilgrim's trail. Pilgrim trail, pilgrim trail. Sometimes heaven, sometimes hell. Pilgrim trail, pilgrim trail. Where everything is up for sale. Pilgrim trail, pilgrim trail. Let's meet up down the pilgrim trail. Return, baby, on the summer night. A shot of love and a spark of love to breathe. Stars align and the month times night burn like a dried out leaf. Are we leaving on the next train, baby? I do believe. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on, let's ride this train. Now I ain't missed a 9 to 5, I don't hear it in my song. I'm gonna pull my weight, don't get me wrong. Brand new start and a whole new part, they are big old shoes to fill. I'll be there on that platform, babe, you know I will. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on, let's ride this train. Now nothing is this rush of life, you'll never find its match. So you live to be a million years. All hearts are lost by default in the time of a single beat. We're believing on the next train, babe. So take your seat.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tom's Trains and Things. I'm Tom Kovichak, and happy Columbus Day, and for you up in Canada, happy Thanksgiving. Woo-hoo. I want to thank everybody for stopping in. Hello, everybody. And we're going to have a pretty good show tonight. Let me see, who do we got here? We got Vinny, we got Dave, Dave, the Carver, Jerry, Norman, Indian Head Valley, Rob, Rick, Southern 207 Hobbies is here. Jerry, Art, Kent, Solo Contracting. Okay, I think I got everybody. Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about a few things Arduino related. But before we get to that, I want to cover this right here. Okay. I would like to thank the following people for contributing on Patreon. Without their help, this would not be possible. Chris O'Connell, Debbie Colley, Jack Bennett, Barnett, John Dilly, John F. Wade, Marmy Hartzell, Mitch Coot, Mr. S.E. Hemstock, Nick Ducalis, Patrick Bezanet, Reggie Stroud, Roy Hardwick, and Will Kling. Thank you all very much. I really appreciate everything. Hi, Rick. Hi, Dave. Norman, how you doing? Okay, so I know last time we got a little bit off schedule, so I still got these questions, some of these questions to answer. We'll get to that later on, but first things first, we want to do this. Okay, today's At the Workbench is about the ATtinies. And if you're wondering what the ATtinies are, that's those little tiny things right here. I did a couple of videos on them earlier, about a year ago, saying how you could use these in your projects. You're getting a little glare off of that right there. Right here we got two ATtiny 85s, and this is a 555 timer, so you can see they're just basically look the same. They're 8-pin IC chip. And what's so good about them is they can be programmed with Arduino. And we all know about Arduino now, don't we? So that's the good thing about it. They could all be programmed with Arduino, the 85s and the 84s. The 84s are a little bit longer. I won't take them out of the case, but I think you can see them right there. They're 14-pin. They got a lot more inputs and outputs. And I'll show you some data on this after I say hello to Nate. I think that's all I missed. Hot Rod, Rodney, how you doing? Okay. All right, so let me get you over to this other screen where I could show you what I want to talk about here. Got to get it up here first. Boom. Okay. ATtiny 85. Okay. That's the pinout on the ATtiny 85. You got a 5 volt in the ground, and you got actually 5 pins that you could use on there. 2 of them are PWM pins, and 3 of them are analog pins. And as you know, analog pins can be programmed to be digital pins. It's real easy. But that's the smaller of the 2. The other one is, and the picture is small also, but I guess they had to make the, let me see, get this like this. ATtiny 84, you could see it's got a lot more pins on there that you could play around with. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 PWM pins. And up at the top you can see you got your positive and negative up there, and then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pins available for inputs and outputs. So there's a lot more that you could do with that one right there, almost as much as, you know, the regular ones, but about half as much, I'd say. I wouldn't say that, but anyway, I plan on using these on the module for small individual scenes. And speaking of scenes, we have to take a look at the module cam and see what I have done so far. That's Higginbottom's with the main building, the trestle, and the shed. That's what I have done so far. I got some weathering to do on it yet. I'm going to put it in a diorama with Shaw's equipment. That's another Bar Mills kit. So that's where all this stuff right here is going. And the reason I'm doing that is for the lighting. You could do special effects on it, especially with the 84, and why the 84 is bigger than the 85. Or wait a minute, yeah, why is the 84 bigger than the 85? Shouldn't it be the other way around? So, anyway, I have a couple of videos from about a year ago. Let me see if I could pull them up here. And this first one, I'm going to only go to show you about a minute and a half of it, but that'll give you an idea about the ATtiny series. This one is on the 84. A while ago we did a video on the ATtiny 85. Now we're going to do one on the 84 because it has a lot more inputs and outputs, and it's a lot bigger. I got this from DigiKeys. My baby just loves that wire stuff. $2.04 per unit. It's the ATtiny 84 20PU. Now they do have ATtiny 84As that are $1.19. I haven't tried those out, but I have these. I ordered these about 3 months ago and haven't even opened it up yet. So let's just open this thing up here. So it's a 14-pin IC, and we'll put this on the board and let you see what it's like. If you still need some extra space and want to program this, it's easily programmed from your Arduino. You could use an Arduino Uno. I'm going to show you how to do it on an Arduino Uno, but you could also do it on a Nano and a Pro Mini. It doesn't matter which one you use, but we're going to do it on that. If you remember on the where did I put it? If you remember on the ATtiny 85, we used this thing here. You can't use this on there because it's only set up for an 8-pin integrated circuit. But you'll notice this little chip right here, this little SMD chip right here, this is an ATtiny 84 on there. So it's using an ATtiny 84 to program the ATtiny 85. But if you would like to see more... Alright, so that's enough of that one right there. That basically an introduction into the ATtiny 80, the big one, 84 on that one. And I was looking at some of the comments on here and I wanted to bring one up. Okay. And he said this some time ago, I just got the ATtiny and at Mega. Glad you did, because you can do a lot with them. Okay. And I like this one. When are you going to hire some help? Give yourself a night off. What do you mean? She has a lot of nights off. Okay, got a few more people in here. Mike, Al, Mar, thanks for stopping in. Nicholas, thanks for stopping in. I noticed this is your first time here. Hello. And who else we got? That's about it. All right, now, some people were asking, and I've seen another comment on here. Let me go back a little bit, and I want to cover that. One more page. Here we go. But anyway, it was about messaging on YouTube. They used to have a thing on there, and they got rid of it about 6 months ago. I don't know why they did it, but anyway, what Sparky said about the email, you know, on the About page, you could go and get people's email and contact them that way if they have it available. Some people don't have it available, but I have another video here, and this is on the ATtiny 85, and this one is going to be, let me see, 2 minutes. Okay, so bear with me here. This is on the ATtiny 85 and how you set it up to program it with your Arduino Uno. You could do it with Arduino Uno. You could do it with a Nano. You could do it with even that little itty bitty one, that micro. I think it's called the Micro Pro Mini. Pro Mini. That's what it's called. Okay, here we go. Arduino. What I did was I took some notes here. So the tiny Arduino 10, 11, 12, and 13 is what you want to use. And I have it right here, 10, 11, 12, and 13. You want to use the 3.3 or the 5 volt and the ground. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pins. That's all we have to do hooking it up on there. And I'll show you what we have to do with Arduino so we could program with it. We'll come over here and we'll go to boards. We'll go to our Uno, Arduino Uno, programmer, and we'll come over on the programmer and go Arduino as ISP. Now you can see port is grayed out because I don't have it hooked up yet. But basically what I have to do first is open up the examples and come down to here, Arduino ISP, and click on that. Now we have this one open up right here. See, and this one's saying Uno COM 5, but we're not on COM 5. We're on COM 3, so now we have it on COM 3. So everything is set on here. Arduino, we have it set for Uno, COM 3, and programmer Arduino as ISP. Now you can see arduinoisp.org. You don't want that one, or Arduino ISP. You want Arduino as ISP. And that uploads the ISP, Arduino as ISP program on our Uno. Now let me do it one more time, and I'm going to show it to you down here. Okay, that's about enough of that. That was 2 minutes of that, son. I want to say thanks, Nate, for stopping by. I hope you're still here. We'll see you. Take care. All right, so that's about it for the ATtiny 84 and 85. That's all the videos I got on there. And you're saying, yay, I need to get some sound effects on this thing. Some cheers and stuff. But anyway, ATtiny 85 and 84, and like it was on the video, you could program the 85 on this one here, and then you can get this as Spark Fun, but it's about 15, 16 bucks, but that's all it's good for, is doing that. You could do the same thing like I showed in the video, program it with your Arduino very easily. Just some of the numbers, the pin designation on here is different than the number on the Arduino, so you have to look at that. Look what I referenced on the video there. I'll put the link to the videos in the chat in a while, you know, after a while, so you can keep on watching this and paying attention here. If you would like to, go ahead, do that super chat thing so I can give you a little bit of that strobe. PayPal always works. or Patreon, or you could even go to my Amazon store. Most of the stuff that I do here, some of this stuff is available on my Amazon store. Some of it is not. We'll talk about that. I got some stuff here from DigiKeys also. But anyway, if you would like, PayPal, Super Chat, all that good stuff. All right. So, okay. Okay. Can these be programmed with a Pololu PGM03A? I'm not sure. I know, all I know is that they can be programmed with the Arduino, and that's about it. But I could look it up. What does these Arduino things do? Oh my goodness. I got a video for you. Have I got about 15 videos for you? Just check out my Arduino Made Easy series in my playlist, and I also got some Arduino projects. You could do a lot of stuff with Arduino. You could light up your whole railroad with it. You could even operate your railroad with it, because you could do DCC++ with it. So you could do a lot of things. Okay, Rick Bailey, we need to do a live training, have people sign up and pay you. You get the materials and send it out. That's a good idea. All right. I'm completely lost. I can run wires, but when it comes to chips, I eat them. Yeah, I ate them too. So, but it's easy. Oh boy, what can't Arduino do? Arduino does everything. Anything that you wanted to. They're even putting it into machinery now. I read a couple of articles about that. All right, so Sparky. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Woohoo! Thank you very much, Dave. I won't keep it on too long. I told Debbie she's not going to catch hell like the one time when I had it on for a long time. I'll just keep it on for a little bit. Thank you very much, Dave. Needs to do a live stream starting from nothing to working lights. If I see them, maybe I can do it. A live stream? Oh, that's too much trouble on a live stream. Too many things go wrong when you're trying to do things on a live stream. Too many things go wrong. Like the one time I tried to run my trains back here. One time it worked, and another time it wouldn't. I had two of them running. Arduino Made Easy made me queasy. Oh, come on. It's really easy. How you doing, Dave? Glad you can make it here. Now, Arduino is very, very easy. Because it was made up to teach children programming and electronics. So the Italian company Arduino, they developed all this stuff for it to teach the young people how to do electronics and programming. And that's why it's so easy. And if it was a Geico commercial, you'd say it's even a caveman can do it. Yeah, there you go. All right. George, how you doing? Glad you can make it here. All right. So, if you have any questions, start asking them now, because I'm going to go over some old questions and cover some new ones also. But before we get to that, I'm not going to do a shout out. I'm not going to do the shout out thing or anything like this. Is good. Tonight it's going to be a shout at. Okay. Normally, you know, I get spam comments here and there, not too many of them, but let me see. Let me pull this up here. I got to get my page over here. This is not cooperating with me. Okay. I want to get into community. There we go. All right. Oh, I got one from Will Sullivan here. Okay. Anyway, see that likely spam right there? 22 of them. All of my DCC videos, 22 of my DCC related videos, this guy, the Duke 7100071000 wrote this long rant about the issues with DCC. Now, who would take the time to even write something like that and then go to somebody's channel and search DCC and then go and hit every one of them with a comment? Thanks for opening up the thing. That gives me 22 views and 22 comments. But who would spend the time doing that? I mean, what's behind all that? But 22 of those on every one of my DCC related videos. It's ridiculous. and not on here. This is I have Studio Classic open here, but on Studio Beta it shows, you know, other social media tags at the end of their name, like Facebook, or if they have Twitter. Well, on some of those it has a Facebook thing, and I clicked on a Facebook and it was from this company in the UK. So I asked them about it, and he said no, that never saw that channel before, or never heard this guy rant about anything like that before, or never knew anything about it. So I don't know, he must liked the Facebook page or something, and it ended up showing on his profile. So I read it. Okay, right here. Now, where did it go? Okay. Okay, there it is. It jumped on me. Okay. I'm talking to myself here. Did you read it? Is it relevant? I read it, and he's complaining about how DCC, and maybe I'll put it in my community tab after this live show, so you could read it. Or where else can I put it? It would be too long to put in the chat. I mean, it would scroll up 3 pages for that. Yes, I read it, and he's complaining about how DCC ruined model railroading. And the last part of it is because of the price. But mainly because you could run 2 trains into each other. That was his biggest complaint about it. But, 5 paragraph. Blink sketch. This thing isn't working good today. Blink sketch. Yeah, that's so you can blink your LED. Now that's user engagement. That's right. I did have one some time ago, about 2 years ago. You were able to see what area somebody disliked your video from. I mean, you could go into your analytics and find out that information. They don't have it anymore. I mean, like 2 years ago they had it, but I had one video and I could see in my analytics that somebody was going dislike, 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 dislike on about 6 videos. And what they did, they didn't like the one video, and so they went down the line and disliked every other video in the line until I think they got about 6 of them all together. But it was somebody in Arizona, I think. They could, you could pinpoint it down to, you know, it was somewhere around Phoenix. But that's all they would tell you. They wouldn't go any further with that. But you can't even get any kind of information like that anymore. But that was like 2 years ago that you could get that. And not his intention, I'm sure. What would you recommend for using an ATtiny to control servos? You could use the, you could hook it up to, and I'm pretty sure, let me look to see if they have the clock and the data pins on there. I gotta find the schematic of it. Where did I put it? Right here. ATtiny. They really don't tell you. For if you want to use like a servo or something like that, it's best to use the PCA 9685, but I don't see a timer. You need the timer and the clock and the data pin, and I'll have to figure out if they have one on there or not. But anything else, Arduino does anything. You could do your LEDs, but I'm pretty sure somehow you can get the servos to work, but because the servos use a PWM signal, so you got two available on the 85 and 4 available on the 84, so you should be able to do the servos on there, just as long as you bring in an additional power source for the servos, because those little chips, none of these small electronic stuff will handle the amperage of more than one servo. So use external power all the time. Now some of them show you using all kind of different servos. They got videos out there, but they're probably ready to burn up. They don't show you that part of the video. So okay. All right. Okay. It is one of the examples included in Arduino IDE. Download the IDE if you haven't yet. Yeah, I guess you're talking about the Blink sketch. Can you put a block on him? Oh yeah, I could put a block on him. In fact, let me go to my channel page. Okay. I'm trying to get to my channel page here, and it's just bringing to my status and features page. So apparently when you're live streaming you can't access everything because it's not letting me do it. Yeah, it's not letting me do it over here. So I can't show you. But yes, you can. Over on the right hand side of the comments, especially when they're in for review or marked as spam, you could flag them, you could report as spam, you could block that person, and anytime you report it as spam, it also blocks them. And when you go into your channel setting, you could, there's some different categories in there. You can see all the different places where you have your moderators, you have your managers, and you have your block people, and you have your like people. Say some that you say you don't ever want. At one time, they would block people from coming to your channel. I don't know why, but I had to, when I first started 3 years and 3 months, something like that, 3 years and 2 months. But anyway, way back when, people were blocked from your channel. I don't know why, but you would have to mark them as safe or as friends before they would be able to watch your videos, or you would be able to contact with them. But anyway, that's not anymore. Okay. Oh my goodness. My dad don't have a computer and still uses a flip phone, and I would think it was him. The thing about the flip phone caught my eye. That would be the best thing YouTube could do, thumbs down and the person's name. Just saying. Yeah, that would be a good idea, because my last live stream had 4 thumbs down. 4 of them. And then for some reason later on, it had 3. But anyway, one thumbs down while it was live, and then 3 more within the next 12 hours. And then one of them was retracted, I guess. But that would be a good idea, that you have to identify yourself, or you'd be able to, like when on Facebook, when you hover over the like, it shows you a list of people that liked it. That would be a good idea. I don't think the AT85 has an I2C interface. It probably doesn't, because it just shows, 5 pins. Maybe the 84, I'll have to look at that thing and study that a little bit further. But that would be a good idea if it had the clock and the data pins available on there. There you go. The best thing about DCC, you can crash Adam's Family style. That's right. I love that. Okay. Thumbs up, thumbs down. It doesn't matter, you're getting noticed. Yep, that's right. That's an engagement, and that's an engagement also. So while you're at it, while we're talking about it, go ahead and hit that like button, because that's an engagement. That just gives me that much more, that YouTube will push these channels out. Okay. Okay. Get me one of them chips, a flash bulb, and some smoke. Someone still went boom in the hills. There you go. Have to blow up the bridge. Yeah, they got to get the dynamite to blow up the bridge. Okay. Al Mar says, you have done a lot of great Arduino videos. Just wish I could find one that would put it in layman's terms. I thought I put it in layman's terms. I took the complicated programming jargon and tried to explain it as much as I could. If there's anything you don't know about it, then let me know. All right, DMC or DMick. Just found your channel. Your Arduino videos have been very helpful. Thank you much for taking the time to make them. Thank you for stopping by. All right, okay. Dave Piper says, I wish YouTube would do away with the thumbs down. If you don't like something, move on. That's what I say. all these people that got their comments about, oh, you should be doing this and you should be doing that, that they're an expert at it, but you go to their channel and they have no content, no videos, nothing. So, so what do? You just ignore them. On my Apple TV, it's too easy to scroll past the thumbs up to the thumbs down. I've done that a couple of times, but made the correction on the thumbs. You could do that on Apple TV? Well, I watch on my TV downstairs, but you don't have the option. You can't click on anything. You don't have the option. You know, you just get the video. You don't see any of the little eyes that pop up here, and you don't see some of the things on the end screen you see, but if it takes you outside of YouTube, like I always put my Patreon little thing over here, well, it doesn't show that up on TV. So anything external to it, you know, you can click if you have an A, B, C, D button that goes like that, but I have one and it doesn't work with it. So what can I say? It's supposed to work, but it don't. Does it count as two if you hit both thumbs? I don't know. I never tried. Can you hit both? I thought if you hit one, it turns a color, and then you can't do it again. I don't know. I have to try it out. Hey, Ron Brintz, how you doing? I get this looks like first time. Black Mountain Station, how you doing? All right, I hit the thumb up for you, but it keeps going away on me. Hit it 3 times so far. YouTube must be glitching. That's a possibility. They always have something going on. If we can only do an Arduino loading system for coal hoppers and a dumper. You know, I seen somebody, it was in a larger scale, but somebody was using a chain, a motorcycle chain. I mean, they got big. They used the motorcycle chain to drive their hoppers, or, you know, drive their coal hoppers, or drive their dumper for the coal cars. But I seen it a long time ago. I don't know if I saved it. If I did, I'll try to bring it up the next time. But somebody did it, but I don't know how they you know, what electronics they use to operate it. I can't remember that. It could have been Arduino. You never know. "12-volt power supply through the relay that gets it signal from the chip to open and close." There you go. No, you can't. One thumb only. Okay, so that answers the age-old questions. Can you give a thumbs up and a thumbs down at the same time? No. I think there was another question last week, something about that. I hit the left and right thumb. All right, there you go. Good deal. Okay, mine just went away too. So they must be glitching again. Rick Bailey says, YouTube uses Arduino, always glitches. You mean you tell me Arduino glitches? I haven't seen a glitch yet, unless you tell it to blink. Okay, so this weekend, that's enough of that joker from the UK. I always get people from the UK, especially when I do my soldering videos. Did you ever notice that? I say solder. I don't say solder. I don't use the L in the solder. I just say solder, just like I say steel mill, which is how you're supposed to say it, steel mill, not steel. But anyway, everybody from the UK wants to be an English professor and say you pronounced everything wrong. So they don't, you know, I refer them to the website. It's called Pittsburghese, that, you know, does all the things that you hear in Pittsburgh. Okay. Not first time here, Tom. Long time supporter. Just a quiet one. And you, one of the lurkers that just sits and watches. Okay, all right. There you go. Thanks for stopping by anyway. YouTube can't be broken. You all must be imagining anything. Hit the thumbs up, people. It must be counted somewhere. Yeah, just keep hitting the thumbs up. It'll be counted. It doesn't matter how many times you hit it. If you hit it 10 times, it'll only count as once. But, I mean, that'll give you the satisfaction of hitting it 10 times. Checking out your channel, mate. All right. Glad you're doing that. Can't handle your jokes. There you go. They can't say aluminium. Yeah. Or HDMI instead of HDMI. They say H from UK and from Australia. HDMI. Okay. Yeah, Hot Rod Ronnie says, me too, Tom. All right. Okay, so that's that amount. I told when I say, oh, just one more thing, Debbie goes, oh no, that could last for a half an hour to an hour. But I told her tonight that I'll try to keep it in an hour. And this is what she said to me. And she's going to say something when I get finished with it. Go as long as your mouth goes. Go as long as your mouth goes. Okay. So I'm not going to go as long as my mouth goes, but I'll still try to keep it to an hour. Maybe a possible collaboration to make a multiple scale loading system, unloading system using Arduino and servo and stepper motors. That's a good idea. I'll have to check back to see if that was actually Arduino, but they're using Arduino in equipment right now in manufacturing plants. I watched a couple of videos and read some articles on it, but it's going a lot, very far. So oops, it moved. I gotta do this. Oh, scale kills me. We all say choo-choo the same. I know. Yeah, that's about it. My wife was working tonight, so I got till midnight anyway. Woo! Okay. But oh yeah, my solder and there was a lot of other things. Yins. Okay. Yeah. Sparky can pick her up. Okay. So anyway, this coming weekend we're going to Odessa, Florida. I think it's Odessa, to Suncoast Center for Fine Scale Modeling. We haven't been there since September of last year. So we'll get to see a few more items that we haven't seen since last year, and I'll probably do a video on them. And I just got to put this one up here. Scale is called O when you see the price and you go, oh. But anyway, Suncoast Center for Fine Scale Modeling this weekend. If you're anywhere near Central Florida, it's just north of Tampa, not too far, maybe 30 or 40 miles north of Tampa, in a small town out in the boonies someplace. But it's a nice place to visit, and they got a lot of good stuff there. And from what I understand, they have what I saw and did a video on last year. They took from the back room, or they just opened up the wall and made it public, but it was still private. They weren't finished with it. And I think they added 2 more layouts. From what I could read from the email that they sent me, they really don't say it, but they don't say anything about Dolly Varden Mine anymore. So they may have replaced that with something else. So we'll see when I get up there, and I'll probably do a video on it, and I'll tell you about it on next Monday's episode of Monday Night Live. But if you haven't done it so already, you know, if you're just passing through, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, ding that bell so you can be notified whenever I have a new video coming out on model railroading or Arduino. We just like to talk about Arduinos, huh? Okay. Tom, can you click the thumbs up? Can hit it to turn on or hit it again if it shuts off? Same for the down thing. Okay, Tom, you can click the thumbs up. Can hit the, okay, yeah, you can click it. Okay, so if you click it, it turns a color. That means you got a thumbs up. You click it again and it takes the thumbs up away. So I guess that's why I had 4 thumbs down before and then it went to 3. That's the second time that's happened. But, okay, thanks for clarifying that. Spark, you don't have to worry about the sea shed. No fires, huh? No fires. Cheryl's she shed. Boy, I can't even say that. Okay, oh, not that. All right. Mike, good night. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you here. What's a she shed? I need a train shed. I'd rather go with a train shed. I'd rather go with a train shed than a she shed. Okay. She shed, her she shed, Cheryl she shed. There you go. Okay. Now, yeah, Debbie's in there laughing. Now, okay. We come to that part of the program, okay. We come to that part of the program when we just do whatever we want to do. We say whatever we want to say, and it doesn't have to be model railroading. And let me cut over to here for a second so you can see the module cam. It still isn't doing anything down there, just sitting there. But train of thought. Now, Debbie watches a lot of YouTube, and she watches these programs about cleaning the house, cleaning the bathroom, straightening up shelves. Now these women, how do they get 200,000 views in a month to clean their bathroom? We're doing something wrong. I mean, maybe we should clean our layout or something like that, or wear tight shorts or something while we're cleaning it. I don't know, but we're doing something wrong. These women will sit there and watch cleaning videos all day long, 200,000 views in a month's time, and we're struggling here to get, you know, 1,000 views or even 500 views or some even 100 views. So that's my question to you. And so how do they do that, huh? How do they do that? But it's my shed for a train shed, not the storage shed. You and me might derail his train of thought tonight. My train of thought has left the station. It's gone. It's gone. Sexy appeal. I wouldn't say that for all of them. In fact, I sat and watched a couple of them, and to see how they clean, and then they speed it up, you know, so it won't take so long. And oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. That's it. I'm cleaning the train room tonight. There you go. Yeah, I told Debbie I'm I'm gonna take a video of her cleaning the bathroom, so we get some views on here. Clickbait. There you go. Tight shorts for you? No way, please. No, you wouldn't want to see me in tight shorts? Okay. Tight shorts in your video, and I'm going to sub. Okay. All right, no tight shorts. Sparky, all you have to do is tell the missus you saw a snake in the shed. It worked for me. My train of thought is still in the yard in 2,000 parts. Okay, so we're getting up on here. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I missed a lot of, because, you know, I was talking about a lot, and I just missed a couple of the statements up there. Mid-Ohio Valley Model Railroad Club, Parkersburg, West Virginia, October 26th. There's a train show there. Solo Contracting was saying about that. There you go. How to clean train shed. There you go. Or you should do step-by-step on how to build the train shed. Okay, but anyway, anybody up that way where Solo Contracting is, Parkersburg, West Virginia, October 26th is a train show. Okay. Sparky said a comment he planned with EasyTrack, you know, when I was talking about the module. I do the same thing. In fact, I did the same thing back here. I had some EasyTrack just to determine, you know, what it would look like, you know, with the tracks going, what the 18-inch radius is and everything like that, you know, and then expand from there. Jamie Seitz, what's the best suggested curve radius for HO, steam, and passenger? The more you can get, the more you can get, the better. For small ones, they recommend a minimum of 18. I would go at least 20 on that. And then just as the locomotive and rolling stock gets higher or longer, make the radius bigger so it can handle it. But most of my stuff here, other than you know, a couple of tight spots in the one circle, is, you know, I have that as a 20-inch, but most of it's like either 26 or 30-inch radius here. So, you know, go as far out as you can. Okay. Back to, I should clean my train room, but I don't feel like mowing my yard to set up the layout tonight. Good idea. I wouldn't, you know, that's why I moved into a townhouse, so I wouldn't have to mow my yard. I mean, when I had a yard, all I'd do, my eyes would water, my nose would run, I'd sneeze all the time. 611 will be in Spencer, North Carolina, November 1st through 4th. Forum with North Carolina posted on Facebook today. Hey, that's a good idea. Only that much? Only 4 days? 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 days. That's not very much. So any news about where it's going after that? That's still a couple of states away from me. We just stopped there on the way home in June. I just did a video on that. All this talk about a train show, and I just released a video tonight an hour ago. And hey, there you go. We'll have to go see it once we get finished here. All right. A lot of people seen it already. Okay. All right. Now the next one. Where's the next one? Right here. Okay. Now I think Sparky mentioned something like this. To use foam board, not use foam board. Why? Okay. Over here, when I was building this, foam board wasn't available. So all I did was, just a regular plaster cloth, and then plaster of Paris, and cardboard, just like that. That's the way I've been doing it all my life. Up until even after I started planning the module, I could not get the foam board in, the big sheets of it. I got a couple of 2x2 squares, but just that 2x2 squares, 1 inch by 2x2 foot, was like over $6. So, that's all they had in this area. Up until when I was looking for some lumber for there, and lo and behold, they had 4x8 sheets. So I got me one, and then I'm going to be doing that entire module with foam. So I'm going to have different levels on it. I'm going to go down all the way to the plywood, and from the plywood, where the water is in a dock house there, 2 inches above that is where the main line is going to be. That's where all the tracks are going to be, 2 inches above that. And then we'll go from there. So we can always go down, and we can go up with the buildings and down in the valleys for any kind of effect. But that's going to be fun. That's the first time that I'm playing around with it. I bought those 2 pieces a long time ago, and they just sat, on the floor here for all that time in the back, just out of the way, because I originally got it for this area right over here, where right above here is the air conditioning thing, so I could just pull the thing out real easily. But anyway, that's that. I'm going to be using foam on there, and I'm real excited about using it. I'm still in the learning process with foam, because it's all warped and everything, so I gotta be able to smash it down and get it nice and secured to everything that I need it to be secured to. Okay. I think Rick Bailey had the question about the NCE, and I noticed Sparky answered that later on, so on his live show. Bitrate, Sparky, Vinny explained. Bitrate, the reason I said you want to go down a little bit lower than what your megabytes per second is in your speed is because your speed isn't constant. That's the peak that is showing when you're testing it. So it's always going like this. So if that ever drops down too far, you're going to lose your feed. That's the only reason you want to keep it just down, like 70% of that. That's just something to be on the safe side. He needs foam board to insulate that shed. Yep. It's going to be cold in there pretty soon. So I know they also house the 611 during the winter months. I'd like to see that. I know it's Strasbourg right now. And we're going to be going up that way. We're going up to Maryland in December around Christmas. I only use foam for scenery, track, and structures on wood. I'm going to be using it all over the place. I'm just going to be experimenting with everything. So it's going to be a learning experience for me. That was not a take back moment in tight shorts. Okay. Anyone know where 614 is? I have not a clue right now. I think that one kid that from Ohio that's been coming in here. He said he wouldn't be here for a while. LJL Rail Yard. I just seen him on Facebook saying that he just was with his dad photographing it. So I'll have to look back on Facebook. If you go on Facebook, LJL Rail Yards, I think I did a shout out on him last week. He's just saw it. I can't remember where it was though. Okay. On my track on wooden foam for road and scenery only. That's a good way to do it. I mean, everybody does it, their own way. The reason I'm going to do it this way is because I need to get the track elevated up, and I'm not going to use anything like this. Originally, I was just going to keep it all flat until I found that I was able to buy that foam. I was just going to use those two pieces that I had just for the one thing that I mentioned that I needed just a little bit of elevation. My tracks are on plywood because I have to walk on my old school layout. All my tracks are on plywood right here. I use spray foam and shape my heels after. I noticed a lot of people doing that, using that stuff that expands. Get a foam cutter. There you go. I don't know. All right, Dave. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time. Next week. Okay, take care, Dave Hudson. All right. But that's my story on foam, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, do you do every Monday, Brad Dean? Yeah, I do every Monday now. Okay, now here's something that I missed from last week. Okay. After this, steak knife for carving. I was using my my blade. I can lie on my layout. Yeah, I can too. I mean, I'm up on top of it all the time working on it. But anyway, DIY 3D printable terminal blocks for wiring. Southern 207, I think that was a comment from him. That's a good idea. It wasn't a question, but it's something that I missed. Okay, Joe G, he's not here tonight, but he was asking me about the ACS 712, and he sent me an email and gave me all the information on it, so I looked it up. And what I was going to tell him is it's something that I looked at before. When I was doing the some stuff about the power supply, and somebody came on and said you could use those little coils that are wrapped around electrical wires and stuff. I was taking apart the printer, and he says you could use those for block detection. And while I was looking that up, I found those ACS 712s, but didn't remember what the number was on it. But yeah, I looked into that. I was going to order some, but we were getting ready to leave for vacation, and since I came back, I never thought about it again. So, have you done a video on it? No. Not unless I get some generous people over here that would like to click on that super chat like Sparky did and get a little bit of this right here. A little bit more than that there. Hit that super chat, or go to Patreon, become a patron. Go to PayPal me, Tom's Trains and Things, where you could donate anything you want. If you have a credit card, you could donate. That's all there is to it. Okay. Anyone use an electric knife for foam might be faster. Yeah, I know a lot of people are using the heated element and then cutting through it like that. Clifton Forge, Virginia. Oh my goodness. That reminds me, I have a video of Clifton Forge. On our way home, we stopped there. We came down through Shenandoah Hills on the west side of Virginia, followed the Shenandoah Mountains all the way down, and stopped at Clifton Forge on our way down and had a nice little visit. Cliff helped me out there, walked me back through places on, on the property that I would have never thought of going, but I got a lot of nice footage on there. I'm going to have to upload it one of these days. I still have about 5 places that I have to do out of my vacation, and I just did the last one of Spencer on Saturday, on Saturday. Okay.
Don't forget to tell them what I got you for your birthday.
Oh yeah. Okay. Debbie's hollering over. Don't forget to tell them what I got you for my birthday. My birthday is December 24th, and and December 25th is Christmas. So Debbie always gives me a birthday present early, and this year she got me a 17-inch Alienware laptop. This thing is nice, an M17. Woo! Thank you, Debbie. Woo-hoo.
You're welcome, baby.
And now Rick, are you still here? Okay, Hot Rod Rodney, thank you very much. Okay, whew. Thank you, Rodney. $10 super chat. Thank you very much. Okay, that's enough of that. One more. There we go. Boom. Okay. John Dilly. Oh, man. I got to put this on again. That's a Strasbourg fund. Yeah. I'm going to need it. Going to need it big time. All right. There we go. Thank you very much, John. And thank you for being a Patreon. I don't know if you were here earlier, but I went through all the patrons at the beginning of the show. Thank you very much. He's been with me from the very beginning, month after month. So thank you. Thank you very much, John. Okay. Nice, Tom. Yeah. Now, Rick, when we talk tomorrow night, I'm going to have to include that one in on it because I can't hook that up with all the other stuff. Yeah, I tried it. I could hook up this computer here, and I could get files off of Debbie's computer, but that's it. I can't. Just the same story. That one's the one that I edit with. Forget it. You got a mess on your hands tomorrow night. All right. Thank you, everybody, for contributing. I really appreciate it. Sounds like you got a good wife. Maybe mine will get me FlexTrack for Christmas. I hope so. Well, connectors for the turnouts. All right. John said, my pleasure, Tom. Rick Bailey says, I'm ready. I got all kind of issues with Windows 10s. I hate it. I hate it like a passion, man. Oh, man. Debbie says, go as long as your mouth goes. But I'm not going to let it go that far. I told her I'd be done in an hour, and it's 1 hour and 10 minutes, and I like this video right here. There you go. After we do this here, Rick Bailey, are you the resident IT guy? Yes, he is the resident IT guy. He's fixing everybody's Windows 10 computers. Okay, but anyway, when I was a kid, I used to sit over top of a hill and watch the trains go by. And when I was really, really, really small, there were steam locomotives. And so when we was there this past year, we was going over the bridge, which is a little bit further down from there, you know, not too much, a couple of 100 yards from where I used to sit. But this is the view of it. This is Union Railroad just outside of U.S. Steel. U.S. Steel is nothing anymore in Duquesne, but this is in Duquesne, Pennsylvania. That brings back a lot of memories. That whole area in the background where all that pipe and other stuff was laying, that used to be all steel mills back here. It's nothing. If you ever lived in Pittsburgh, you'll know what I'm talking about. It was just miles and miles of steel mills on both sides of the Monongahela River and other stuff going up the Youghiogheny River. There was all kind of stuff going on over there. But, okay, where are we? I think we did all the questions. Rick Bailey says that John seems so, John. More 10,000 Windows headaches, yeah. Whatever happened to Windows 9? They went from Windows 8 to Windows 10. Where'd it go? What was the deal with that? Huh? Where's 9? Yeah, I got Debbie with Windows 8. And I got her a little tablet with Windows 8 when she was having knee surgery, so she could have it in the hospital. And that was the worst operating system. Oh my goodness. I thought Windows 10 was bad, but it started out with 8. Windows 7 end of life January 2020. Well, I hate to see it go. I got an XP computer over here that I've been using up until maybe about 9 months ago, right here in the train room. I had JMRI set up on it, real easy to get through with it. Everybody said they was having problems with the XP computer, getting JMRI loaded on it because of Java, but they show you a way to get around all that stuff. But I hate to see all those old computers go. I've been 1987 was the first one I got. It had 2 5 1/4 floppy drives in it. The hard drive, I think I don't know, 250 megabytes or something like that. It was 8 megahertz turbo. They called them IBM clones back then. It didn't have anything. I think it was DOS 2.01 or something like that when I got it. Okay, I caught the first part of it, but I didn't catch the comment. If you have RJ45 connectors on the Cat5, there are cable-to-cable couplers, also jacks for the cables. I've been using Cat5 over here from my Tortoise switch machine over to where, well, you can't see them now, but the DS64s. I did a video on it, will Cat5 cable, a couple of years ago. Will Cat5 cable handle that? And that's what I've been using ever since for that. So I got, you got the eight wires in there, and that's all you need from the tortoise all the way back. There you go. 9 probably worked. That's why they didn't release it. That's probably it. Yep. Yeah, XP for the XP. I loved that XP. And I had, before that, I had Windows 2000 Professional. That's when I was doing all the work on the computer day and night. Oh. I was born in 1986, and I got my first computer the year after that. Oh my goodness. Is that how old I am? Is that how long I've been around? Oh no. But anyway, we was in Let's Wrap This Thing Up. So, Cat 5. Here we go. Yeah, if you have a chance, go and check out that video back there someplace, but it will something like will Cat 5 cable work on your model railroad or something like that. But I did a video on that, and I took about 30 foot of the Cat 5 cable and whatever, and ran the tortoise switch machines, and you didn't, and it checked the amperage on it and everything, and everything looked good. You're younger than me, James. All right. So, anyway, it's been hour and 16 minutes. Thank you all for the super chats. Thank you, John Dilly. Thank you, Hot Rod Rodney, and thank you, Sparky. Here's a little bit more. I won't abuse it, but thank you very much. I really appreciate it. You made my day. I could go to Strasbourg now. We already booked our room at the Red Caboose Motel, so we're set. So, until the next time, we'll see you. And we'll end this on this right here. Chat amongst yourselves, say goodbye, and we'll see you next weekend. Next week, October 21st. And happy Columbus Day, happy Thanksgiving Day, and until the next time, we'll see you. Thanks for stopping by.